Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bella. I am a registered dietitian living in northern British Columbia, and welcome to my channel. Today I thought I'd do things a little bit different, so I'm gonna prepare snacks for the entire month for one person, so about 30 snacks, and they're all gonna be with real foods, high protein, very balanced, and most of all, I want it to be affordable. So I'll include all of the price breakdown in the comments or maybe here on the screen once I show you the finished product. And we're gonna make a banana chocolate cake, a chicken toast, which I'll show you how to do the chicken and then to assemble it and then freeze it. And then we're also gonna make some chicken tarts that you can freeze. I mean, all of these you can freeze and then thaw as you go throughout the month. As you need a snack, just take it out of the freezer, put it either in the microwave, oven, or air fryer, and then you have a snack in pretty much 5 to 15 minutes. And then we are also going to make a beef quinoa snack filled with cheese. So I'll show you how to make that as well. And all of this, we're gonna try to make it under an hour. So we're gonna be under an hour in the kitchen, also affordable and cheap. And let's see if we can do it. I am excited to try something different here, and let me know if you like this type of content as well so I can bring more videos like this. So let's get started. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is start with our chicken because that's what's gonna take the longest to cook. We're gonna do it in the Instant Pot, which is a pressure cooker. You can also make it on the stove, but then it will be over an hour by the time you're finished with everything. So we're gonna use our Instant Pot to make the chicken, so let's get started with that. Okay, I have my chicken here. So it is in a silicone plastic bag because when I buy chicken breasts and I trim and cut and process my chicken, I like to put all the odds and ends in a bag, and then once I have about 1 kilogram, I like to cook it and then do it pulled, so pulled chicken. So we're gonna do this pulled chicken, and let's see the time. It is 12:13 right now, so we're gonna get started. So I have my Instant Pot here, and then we will add some olive oil and saute our chicken. Okay. While that's heating up, we're gonna grab some spices. I like to vary the spices that I use with my chicken. So today we're gonna do paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, some chimichurri, and let's see what else. Some salt, of course, some paprika, some chimichurri. Yeah, that will be what we're gonna use today. Nothing else, so I'm gonna add my chicken here. Just gonna dump my bag in there. And I want every last bit of chicken in here. I'll insert a video of how it's looking here. I'll record it with my phone. Some salt. Some garlic powder. Onion powder. Paprika. And some chimichurri. Chimichurri, if you don't know, it's a South American spice that consists mostly of parsley with like onion, garlic, some chili flakes. It's pretty delicious. All right, so while that is sauteing, so we want to get some color on the chicken before we pressure cook it, we are going to get started with thing that takes the longest after the chicken, which is our cake, because it has to go in the oven. So we're gonna start by preheating our oven to 350 Fahrenheit or 180 Celsius. And then we're gonna add pretty much everything to our blender and then blend it, and then add the flour and then blend it one last time with the baking powder so that it doesn't overmix. So we're gonna start with 3 bananas. I'll leave all of the description with the ingredients in the description. I'll leave all of the ingredients in the description below. My bananas were frozen, so I just let it thaw for about an hour here in my counter, and then I'm just gonna add everything to the blender, including this liquid. There you go, 3 bananas. And I'm just gonna start putting everything in my sink, and then at the end, I'll show you the mess that we have left to deal with. Okay, so we're gonna do 4 eggs. Ugh, I always make a mess when I'm cooking, but I like to clean as I go, so at the end, there's not a lot to clean up. And I wash my hands about a million times when I'm cooking. Okay, so we're gonna do the sugar. Here I'm using coconut sugar, but you can use any sweetener of your choice. I have some butter here, which I'll microwave and melt. And I already have buttered and sprinkled cocoa powder on my pan so that my cake doesn't stick to it. And I had also set aside some ingredients just to make my life a little bit easier. So I had some time before I started filming this video, so I thought, why not just get ahead a little bit. It probably took me about 5 minutes, so if you want to add 5 minutes at the end of our video to see how long it actually took to do all of this, then go ahead. But I wouldn't count that towards our total because it just made our life a little bit easier. Let me grab the butter. Okay, I have our butter here, which was very hot. And I'm grabbing a silicone spatula and just grabbing every little bit of butter. I'm gonna use this later. So, okay, let's blend this really quickly. Actually, I'm gonna add the cocoa powder as well. And let's blend it. Okay, we've blended it. It's looking pretty smooth. Now we're just gonna add our flour. This recipe traditionally uses oat flour, but I had some pancake mix, like the Kodiak pancake mix. I'll insert a picture here that I had left in my pantry, and I'm trying to use up because I had like 4 bags. Now I'm down to 2, but I still have a bunch of it, so I'm trying to use it up. So this is what I'm adding here instead, and it has, I think, whole wheat flour, some protein powder, I believe, and already has some baking powder or baking soda, but I'm still gonna add that to our cake regardless, because also it's a bit old, so if the leavening agent is not as potent, I'm just making sure my cake still rises, so I'm gonna add regardless. And yeah, but you can use regular flour, oat flour, rice flour, any flour of your choice. It usually works with this cake. So let's add that to here. And now we're gonna blend this up. I'm also gonna add our baking powder. And you wanna blend this just until it's combined. Do not over blend it, otherwise the gluten in our flour will develop and then it'll be a tough cake. So I still have some flour on the side, so I'm just gonna manually combine that in, scraping the sides and then mixing it a little bit. And I'm gonna now pour this into our greased pan. Now we're gonna add some chocolate chips, which are optional, but to me they're not optional. These are semi-sweet, so 55% cocoa. There we go. Now we're gonna bake it at 350, 180 for 40 to 45 minutes. Let's check our chicken. So now we're gonna add some water just to cover the chicken, and then we're gonna pressure cook for 12 to 15 minutes and then natural release for another 10 minutes. And that should be enough time to assemble everything and make sure everything is ready under our 1 hour mark. All right, so now we're gonna move to our quinoa, which also does take a little bit of time. And we're just gonna add 200 grams of quinoa and double the water, so 400 milliliters of water. And we're gonna do it in the microwave. So we're gonna do 15 minutes in the microwave. We're also gonna add salt and a bay leaf. So I'm using a scale here to measure my 200 grams. Okay, actually 201 grams. Now we're gonna add our water. So 400 milliliters. Let's add some salt for some taste. Let's microwave it for 15 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna grab a bowl and then add our ground beef. I was thawing this ground beef yesterday. Let me grab a bowl. Okay. I hate opening these things. I think that nowadays people don't have a lot of money to spend on groceries because groceries has gotten so freaking expensive. Like where I live, things have like almost doubled in price from like a couple of years ago, but still things are so expensive that people are trying to find ways to eat cheaper. So I hope these types of videos help you either have some ideas on what to cook, especially for snacks, because I don't know, a lot of the snacks that I see online are like sweet, like granola bars, chocolate with like some yogurt and fruit, and things that are not really savory. So I'm trying to bring a lot of savory snacks and with high protein, balanced carbs and fat, and you just grab one from the freezer and then you're good to go for a couple of hours until either lunch, dinner, or you can even have these as a meal. Sometimes if you like pair one of these beef snacks with some salad, or two of them with some salad, then you can also make it a complete meal. So if you want to have a snack for dinner, you can also do that. So that's what we're doing. And we're gonna do two things with our pulled chicken, and one with beef, and then one that's sweet. So I'm trying to balance it out for the snacks of this month so that I have a variety. If I'm feeling like eating something sweet, I can eat something sweet. If I wanna eat something savory, I can eat something savory. Okay, so enough of me talking. Let's season this beef. And then I'm gonna set our scale aside, but we're not done with it yet. I'm done with this and I'm done with this. Okay, so again, for this beef, I am gonna season it with garlic powder, onion powder, and I think I'm gonna do some chimichurri as well. I just love chimichurri. I can't get enough of it. It's so good. You have to try it if you've never tried it. And also the best thing that you can do is if you're eating some steak, you can get the chimichurri. You can add a bunch of olive oil to it, mix it up, and then drizzle it over your steak. Oh my goodness, it is so good. Please tell me you'll try that, okay? Anyway, so garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of chimichurri, and I think what we're gonna do salt and pepper, and that's it for this one. So onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, always freshly ground. And what did I say? Chimichurri. Okay, there we go. Let's add some onion powder, some garlic, some salt, some chimichurri, and some pepper. This one is all metal and then with glass. Before, a couple of years ago, I had one that was plastic, like a plastic grinder. And then I thought, oh my God, can you imagine how much plastic I'm putting into my food if I'm grinding my pepper and everything is rubbing against each other? And I was like, no, 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 thank you. So yeah, this is actually from a hiking, like from my hiking equipment. And my husband and I just decided to use it in the kitchen instead. And it's pretty great. It's a bit difficult to grind, but I don't use a lot of pepper because sometimes I find it a bit spicy, even though black pepper is not that spicy. But sometimes if I bite into it, I'm like, spicy. Okay. Oh, forgot to put this one away. Let's add that there. And we're gonna combine everything with our hand. Oh, it's so cold because it was frozen. Okay. And we're gonna make a total of 6 of these so that they each have about 20 to 25 grams of protein. And we're gonna freeze them raw. Okay, let me wash my hands for the 100th time. Let's see what time it is. Where's my phone? Right here. So 12:38, so we've been here for about 20 minutes. So that's not too bad. And we've got pretty much everything on its way. So now we're gonna do our last thing, which is like a chicken pie, but not really a pie. Yeah, let's get started on that. I'm gonna need I'm gonna make it here so that I can just easily pour it into our molds, which I'm gonna set aside now as well. Okay, so I have, let's put this over here. I think I wanna make 6 of these so that they have a good amount of protein as well on them. Okay, I have the recipe on my phone, so let's see. 3 eggs, let's start with that. And this one, I'm not sure if this is what will take us over the hour because I have to wait for the chicken to be ready and then use the chicken in this recipe. So it might take us over a bit, but hopefully not. If I have everything ready to go, or I do these right away once the chicken is ready. Also, if you can tell me in the comments what's your favorite snack, savory and sweet, and that doesn't take a lot of time to make, let me know because I'm always looking and searching for different snack ideas because I am a snacker. Sometimes I'm hungry at like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. and I won't have lunch until 11:30, 12, so I need something to just get me through those hours. And my husband also loves snacks all the time. He's hungry all day long, I swear to God. Okay, so 3 eggs. What else? 3/4 cup of tapioca. I have that, but if you don't have that, you can just sub it for oat flour, rice flour, whole wheat flour. You might have to just the liquid if you're using whole wheat because it absorbs a lot more, but I'm gonna use tapioca because I have it. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I'm gonna add the baking powder just when our chicken is ready. So yes, let's add the salt. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of salt. And for our tapioca, I have it over here in this container. I'm gonna check how many grams of tapioca is 3/4 cups. 3/4. Okay, so it's about 90 grams. So I'm just gonna use my scale. And if you're wondering what the heck is this, it is a tapioca holder from Brazil that you fill it with tapioca, and then you grab a frying pan and you basically just twist this, and then tapioca comes out. So it's like a sifter, a holder, a sifter and a holder all in one, so that you don't have to grab like a sifter when you want to make tapioca on the stove. I'll insert a picture here of what I'm talking about, but it is a very famous like breakfast item in Brazil, as well as snack, and people sell it like on the beach and on the streets actually. But it's pretty tasty. It's pretty neutral, so a lot of people that are gluten-free eat this. I'm gonna do 90 grams. 99, 100. Actually, I did 100 grams of tapioca. And yes, that is plastic, but if I were to keep tapioca how it usually comes in a bag, it is a plastic bag, so, and it is a softer plastic, so it's worse than keeping it in a hard plastic. So I just accepted it that some things I'm gonna have it plastic, but most are not gonna be plastic when I can and when possible. So we're gonna mix this up. And now we're only missing the baking powder, which I'm gonna set aside here, actually. In this tiny bowl, so I don't miss it. And it was 1 teaspoon, and then we're gonna mix the other one. Teaspoon of baking powder. Now that one is dirty. Our chicken is almost ready, which is good. Just another 10 minutes. So we're gonna combine all of this together. And I'll show you the consistency. I'm actually gonna add a little bit of black pepper in here as well, even though the recipe does not ask for it. And the recipe does ask for some oregano and some shredded mozzarella, so I'm gonna shred some Gouda. I don't have mozzarella because I'm using some that I had to stuff this, and yeah, so I only have Gouda left in my fridge. Okay, that is done. Let me show you it's pretty liquidy, but that's okay because we're gonna pour it onto these molds, and then we're gonna do a little bit of this, a little bit of chicken, and then top it with this, and then sprinkle some oregano and some mozzarella, but not mozzarella. Our quinoa is ready, but we're gonna grate some of this. This is good cheese. That's one thing I miss about living in Europe, was how cheap. Actually everything food related was, but especially cheese, and such good cheese. Here in Canada, our cheese is pretty not great. So I buy most cheese at Costco, and it comes from other countries other than Canada. And this one is actually from Holland, but yeah. 5-second rule. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, so our quinoa is ready. Let's check that. And our chicken is almost ready. There's 2 minutes left. Gonna need a towel to grab our quinoa because it is pretty hot. Let's see. Oh yeah, it is perfect. I'm gonna throw our bay leaf out. It is pretty perfect. Okay. I am gonna put this outside because it's actually colder outside than it is in my fridge, so I'll just put it there for a little bit for it to chill. I'm gonna grab a plate and I'm gonna put some parchment paper here, and then I'm gonna freeze my beef snacks right here on top of parchment paper so that they freeze individually, and then once they're fully frozen, I will move them to a silicone bag to store. Okay, our quinoa has chilled a bit, so we're just now gonna do our, it's kind of like a meatloaf, but not really a meatloaf. Actually, it hasn't chilled that much, but we're gonna use it anyway. If you don't like using your hands, you can always put some gloves on. I don't mind using my hands, so 5, 6. They're pretty big, so I'm gonna weight them as well. And if you're gonna cook this one, you can do it in the oven. It might be 20 minutes in the oven or in the air fryer for 10 to 15 minutes. You can spray some olive oil or just leave it as is. Our cake is ready. Let me show you. This is how it looks. Smells pretty good. Okay, now we're gonna pull the rest of the chicken, and we are going to use a container. That's the best method of pulling chicken, is you add it to a container and then you shake it like crazy. Let me show you. Like this. I'm gonna put this in the fridge as well, just to chill it for a bit while we put this in the oven. Okay, this one, it is chilled, so now we're gonna put that in the oven. And let's see, I think the recipe originally calls for the air fryer for 15 minutes. So that would make 10 minutes over our time. So, but I don't have an air fryer, so I'm gonna use the oven for 25 minutes. But if you do use an air fryer, then we would have made it on time. I'm just gonna divide this here like that. Oh, I forgot my baking powder. That's okay, I'll add it to the rest. That's me, always forgetting ingredients. You guys, don't do it like me, be better. Okay. Okay. That was our cake, but our cake was already out of the oven, so we can't forget about that one. And we're gonna add the remaining bit like this. Okay. Now we're gonna add a little cheese, a little bit of cheese. And then we're also gonna add a little bit of oregano. This is how they look. Pretty cute. Let's add it to the oven. I'm gonna increase the temperature to 400 because I want them to cook a bit faster. And now our last thing is to assemble our bread, our chicken toast. So I have here some cheese, and I'm gonna do kind of like an assembly line here. Let's do it like that. And our hour is just up now, so it's 1:13, but we are pretty much done. We just need to assemble these, and that's it. So I would say that I took a bit over an hour, but it's pretty close to an hour, so that's pretty good. And then I'm gonna do some over here. Perfect. Now let's add our bread. Okay. We're gonna add it here. I don't like using the first slice, so I save that for later, or I give it to my dog sometimes. I'm gonna add it to the middle so that it doesn't. Okay. So it was almost an entire loaf. I still have 3 slices left plus the 2 ends. Okay, now we're gonna add our chicken, which has cooled down just enough for us to fill it. You can also grab a spoon and then kind of press it a little bit so that our chicken can go right there in the middle. So here you can be creative. You can add some tomato sauce, and then the chicken, and then the cheese, or you can add some cream cheese, the chicken, the cheese. It can do different flavors, and then you can switch it up every month or so. But it is a pretty good snack, very fulfilling. Now we're gonna add our cheese. It's about 20 grams of cheese per slice. And then when you go to eat it, you just heat it up either on the air fryer or in the oven, just until the cheese is melted. And let me show you how it looks. And just like that, you'll have a delicious toast with chicken and cheese. Now you just perfect. So I'll be back once all of these are wrapped. So our beef snack is in the freezer and our chicken pie is in the oven, finishing baking. And I just wanted to ask that if you like this video and if you enjoyed this type of content, please leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel. I'd appreciate any input that you have in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye. I said that I would show you the mess that we had at the end. So this is all that we used. I'm just gonna load all of this onto the dishwasher and it'll wash most of the things. So not too bad for a whole month of snacks.